Hey everybody, welcome to my review of Queen Sugar. So we start off with Darla and Ralph Angel. They're at their new apartment. Ralph Angel's outside pacing back and forth. Darla asks if he slept well. He said he didn't sleep well the first night. Darla was like, it's not a home right now, but we're going to make it a home. Then Darla and Ralph Angel try to convince the farmers that having the mill in their co-op will be beneficial for the farmers, and it will not make it, it will have more land for them to have within the co-op. So they're just going to sit on it. The farmers put up a fuss because they feel like they have to keep the mill running, but Darla explained to them, we're just going to keep it nice in case, we have to sell it and the land is worth money. But they pretty much ignored Darla. Darla was upset. Um, so Miss Belinda was like, y'all not hearing her. It gives the co-op more land. She offers to help Darla with the upkeep of the mill. Again, Darla's disappointed that the farmers are not listening to her. Darla meets with Aunt Vi to give her the numbers for her sale of the Vi's pies at the farmers market. Aunt Vi thanks her, and Darla says she stuff over and over again. And Aunt Vi says, "Me too, but we have to persist." So Darla's in the car. She's checking the mail that Aunt Vi gave to her. She opens up one particular piece of mail. It's a non-disclosure from Chase. Now, Chase is the man that took advantage of her while she was on drugs and unconscious. And she has a breakdown so much that she forgets about the doctor's appointment she got. She gets on the phone and calls someone, I think his name was Jordan, to know that Chase has found her. He knows where she lives. And Ralph Angel calls Darla. She's not answering the phone. He calls on Vi to see if she saw Darla, and she said Darla left a few minutes ago, about 40 minutes ago. Um, she was like 40 minutes late to the doctor's appointment. So Ralph Angel, he's looking worried as usual when it comes to Darla. Um, so Ralph Angel take care of the doctor's appointment. Then we see a scene where Darla ends up in an addiction meeting. Now I'm proud of her for that, but at the same time, like you could at least call Ralph Angel to let him know what was going on because that was pretty effed up. Anyway, Darla's in the meeting. She let them know that she's an addict and she's keeping a secret from her husband. She says she almost stopped at a bar because it was hard for her. She's worried that Ralph Angel will get in trouble after them working so hard to get where they're at now. Now, Ralph Angel sits down with Darla, who is doing balloons for Miss Ann. And Ralph Angel said, "You're mighty quiet tonight," and lets him know that she's went to a meeting. And Ralph Angel also let her know that when he kept stuff from her, things went wrong. And but he said he's not going to push her. So listen, in my opinion, she need to tell Ralph Angel what's going on. Because what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. But for the betterment of your family and the place that y'all in now, you need to let Ralph Angel know what's going on. Then we have Micah, who's with Zeke. They're going to meet with an investor that wants to invest in Micah's NFT. So they get there. Zeke trying to convince Micah that he did the right thing by posting his mom. And his mom is calling his phone at the same time. Micah is ignoring the calls. The investor comes, and as Micah gives his spiel on why the investor should invest in him, the investor snaps his finger. A guy comes over with some drugs. Now Zeke is down for it. Micah hesitates, but he takes it anyway. Like that's a dumb move. Like what are you doing? It's like the peer pressure for real, Micah. Like come on, your parents taught you better. So at the party, his grandmother walks in and said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Either we could leave or we could do this right here." So he ends up leaving with his grandmother. So he wants to know, how did his grandmother find him? She was like, random people was posting pictures and was tagging her mother in it, tagging his mother in it. The people are rude. This social media is ruthless. Like the hell. So that's how she found him. So she asked him, "Why aren't you returning your parents' call?" He tries to capture the moment. He said he tried to capture their moment to get their pain back. So she shows him the picture that he sent her and was like, "You're better than that." The picture looked like it was some revolutionary pictures. He captured moments where people are, doing something revolutionary and things like that. Micah said he don't know where he fits in, and his grandmother speaks life into him. She lets him know that he's talented, and she wanted to know how much he sold that NFT for, and he was like 200K. And the grandmother was like, "Is it worth your mother tears?" The grandmother said he needs to apologize to his parents, and Micah shenanigans is causing them problems. I agree. I told him not to post that picture, but he wanted to be in the in crowd. Okay. So Nova comes in the kitchen with Billy cooking breakfast. Nova's missing her man, and his trip was pushed back. Nova is disappointed because she planned a date, and she invites Billy, but Billy is going on a date with the trombone man. Um, Nova heads to a school to do for her speaking engagements, I guess. And the teacher lets her know that she's coming up against resistance. They don't want her to speak at the school anymore. So Nova does her speech at the school, and they talk about music, and she brings it to how music originated, which was through African Americans. With this, it started with the ring shout, you know, um, and how this they use music to survive. That's how they spoke in code to survive. So I believe this whole scene with Nova is a play on, the schools not wanting to teach Black history in the schools anymore. So we're gonna see where that goes. Because later on, she has a scene with the teacher friend, because the school wants to ban her book from the school. So I guess they have like some type of group that's trying to get it together to make sure Black history is taught in the schools. So Hollywood is talking to Tante, making him feel more comfortable. True is so cute. And Hollywood lets him know that he's a good cousin, I think uncle, or I can't remember what he calls him to True, and that he has his back. If with anything, and he brings up if anybody's bothering you at school, he got his back. And Dante gets a little uncomfortable, and he asks Hollywood why he asked him about that. And he was like, I don't know, I just want to let you know that we got your back. So Dante walks off. Var said, "What was that about?" And Hollywood said, "He don't know what that's about, but something is going on at that school, and he is gonna find out." Okay, he gonna help Dante out. Most likely, it's probably a bullying issue, but I'm just assuming this. But we gonna find out because Hollywood gonna get to the bottom of it. So we have Miss Shelly Ann and Prosper there at the house. Prosper brings in dinner. Prosper was a little worried that he's moving too fast with her. Um, Shelly Ann says it's perfect. Like, she really cares about him. So they're both having a bachelor party. Miss Vi and the girls are planning something for her, and Hollywood and the guys are planning something for Mr. Prosper. So we go to each other's, both of their prospective bachelor parties. They're both pretty much dead. Miss Belinda spices up, said, listen, she needs some strippers up in here, okay? So at the guys' bachelor party, they trying to pull out some playing cards. Okay. Mr. Prosper said finding love at an older age is so worth it. And at the bachelorette party, Shelly Ann is saying the same thing too. And she said, "Ooh, the loving." I was like, "Oh my God!" Like the Billy was like, "Oh, I don't need to hear this." I felt kind of uncomfortable too. Like older people getting it in, but listen, they gotta have a life too. Okay. So Prosper pulls Ralph Angel to the side and asks him to be his best man. Ralph Angel's father was his best man. He was there when he married his first wife, so he wants Ralph Angel to stand in place of him. I thought that was really cool. Um, so the ladies was like, I wonder what the guys is doing at the bachelor party. And Ms. Rob was like, it's only one way to find out. So they crashed the guys' bachelor party. Hollywood was not happy about it. Okay. But Prosper his wife was there. His soon to be wife was there. So Ralph Angel pulls Darla outside. Nova tries to call her boo to no avail. And gets no answer. Listen, I'm gonna need you to come on back to Nova because Idle Mind is the devil's playground. Nova is a hot ass, okay? So you better get on back, for she done it with somebody else, okay? So Ralph Angel and Darla are sitting in the truck. They're looking up at the stars, talking about the constellations, and he said something to her about the constellations. She was like, "Oh, you remembered?" So Ralph Angel was like, "I just want you to know you're not alone out here." And she was like, "She's okay." Now, in the back of my head, I was like, "Girl, you just almost relapsed, okay?" But anyway, he reassured her that she's not alone, and then this song comes on. So they dancing on top of the truck. Darla, gets close to his chest. She looked worried, but it is what it is. I listen again, Darla. You need to tell Ralph Angel what's going on. Okay, y'all in a good place. You don't need to be hiding nothing. You ain't even do nothing. It's that this man came back and is causing these triggers for you. You need to let your husband know. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come down in the comment section if y'all want to talk about this episode. Again, thanks to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Peace.